Yo, what is going on, you guys? It's your boy King Sanders here. We are back with another day of sports betting. This is going to be for Saturday, October 29th slate of NBA action. I'm super excited to dive into it. Well, sort of super excited to dive into it. We do have 6 plays on the slate, but we really don't have a lot of lines up, unfortunately. So I do have only one official play. I'll talk about a couple other leans that I do have, but we don't have any lines up. So there probably will be an added play. So make sure that if you guys are wanting to know what my added play is, go ahead and check out the pinned comment section and go ahead and check out my Twitter. That is normally where I post those two things. So make sure that you guys do check out both those spots just in case if you do want something else to bet on. But this is not a great slate. It's really not a great slate. We have a couple really gross games and a bunch of massive spreads, and I don't really love it. I think that today is going to be a just not great day to be watching basketball, unfortunately. But you know, we're still going to go ahead and throw out one bet that I do really like, and hopefully that one bet is going to just absolutely smack. It's going to win everybody a lot of money. But before we go ahead and dive into that one play, I did just want to go ahead and say we are still currently on the road to 8,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. And next, I did just want to go ahead and give a quick shout out here to all of our members here on the channel. Thank you guys so much for everything that you guys do. And thank you guys so much for giving such a small channel such a big chance, as I always say. It truly does mean the absolute world to me. So much more than you guys will ever know. So, without any further ado, I really am not going to waste your guys' time here. This is going to be a shorter video. There's just no lines. There's just nothing to look at. There's nothing to really play for right now. So, make sure that you guys do keep up with the pinned comment section. Make sure that you guys do keep up with my Twitter. I will have any sort of added plays that I do like on there. But for now, we're just going with one play. But let's do a quick recap as of yesterday. We ended up having some profit. We ended up going 3 and 2 on our plays. In one play, I even put 2 units on it. I put it on my Twitter. I showed, you know, everything. So, but we'll talk about that one. So we did have Jared Allen over 9.5 rebounds versus Boston at minus 125. Mentioned it in my video. You guys should probably take the double prop. It's plus 120 or plus like 115, I think. Value, definitely a great spot to be targeting that. He ended up hitting the over on that one and the double. So if you guys, you know, were wild enough to take that parlay, it ended up working out for you. He got that pretty late in like right in the middle of the fourth quarter. So the game actually went into overtime. So it was really no sweat either way. But you know, it is what it is. That one ended up working out for us. But then we had Monte Morris over 11.5 points versus the Pacers at minus 115. This one was a tough loss, not necessarily because of the way that he lost, but he did shoot 2 for 8 from the field, unfortunately, and he ended with 12 assists. He literally just wanted to pass the ball today, and, you know, with that being said, he shot 8 times. So it's not like we were asking him, you know, to do a lot. But if he hits half those shots, I think that we pretty much are guaranteed the over. So, you know, it is what it is. But we ended up going, we ended up missing out on that one. But then we had Julius Randle, under 32.5 PRAs. Despite having a good statistical game, he ended up with a pretty monster double-double. The points just really weren't there. And that is something that you really have to take advantage of for a PRA. You have to be able to score the ball, as well as do a couple of the other things. And Julius Randle just really wasn't able to get any shots falling tonight. So that one ended up going under. But like I said, he had a tough matchup, so I can't really blame the guy. But that one ended up working out for us. Then we had New Orleans plus 6.5. They kept this game really close until the fourth quarter. So I guess I should have just went with the first half. Definitely one that I should have looked at, but unfortunately, I just didn't. I just didn't really think that. I just thought they'd be able to get it done. I thought it was so ugly that it might work, but it didn't. It didn't. There are so many injuries. There are so many question marks for this team. You should have just known, but, you know, it is what it is. A loss is a loss. Then we had DeMar DeRozan, my boy, over 26.5 points versus San Antonio at minus 115. There was literally, I put 2 units on this on my Twitter. I literally said if Zach LaVine gets ruled out of this game, I'm doubling down. I'm putting twice the amount of units on it. This is going to be a lock for me, and it really was. DeMar DeRozan going into the game was only 7 points away from 20,000 points. He was going back to San Antonio, back to where he was for the previous 3 seasons before joining the Chicago Bulls. He's been balling out against the Spurs in those 2 games that he has played on Chicago versus San Antonio. It was just a whole 9 yards. Everything was perfect for this bet. He ends up with 30 plus. So no matter what this line was set at the time that you guys took this, it was a hammer. It ended up working out. So we ended up going 3-2 on our plays. A little bit of profit on the day. Definitely will take that one for sure. So let's go ahead and dive into our one play of the day. It's definitely nothing great, but it's a play I do really like. So we're riding with it. Harrison Barnes under 13.5 points here versus Miami at minus 125 odds. I like this for a couple different reasons. First things first, he has gone under in 3 of the 4 games so far this year. He's gone under in 75% of the games that have been going on in the regular season so far. But he is coming off of a fantastic game. He had 20 points versus the Memphis Grizzlies. So he does have a little bit of momentum on his side. But I think that this is a really good spot. I think he's due a little bit of negative regression, obviously, coming off of a huge game. I think this line has reflected that, and I think it reflected it just a little bit too much. Historically versus Miami, he has only hit this over 1 time in his last 6 matchups here versus Miami. So he has historically struggled versus Miami, and especially in the later part of his career. I think that he really has slowed down, and versus Miami, it's definitely not an easy matchup. We all know Miami, definitely known for their defense, and it has showed. Miami allows the 7th fewest points per game to opposing teams. They really do a good job at not allowing other teams to score, and I think that does speak a lot of volume. Also, Miami is the 3rd slowest pace in the entire NBA. So with that being said, they play at a super slow pace. They're a great defensive team. Harrison Barnes has struggled against them. Harrison Barnes has struggled over the course of the season. I just don't really love the spot here for Harrison Barnes, especially with so many good players. De'Aaron Fox has been looking really solid. Obviously, Sabonis is going to get some shots. Keegan Murray has looked pretty good for a rookie, and Kevin Huerter is going to get his shots. So between all those guys, it's just a tough spot for Harrison Barnes to get there. So I think there's a lot more ways he could go under than he could go over. So I really do like this play for a one and only play of the day. Harrison Barnes under 13.5 points versus Miami at minus 125 odds. Now we are going to go ahead and talk about a couple different leans that I have. There's like maybe 1 line for every game so far, and I don't love any of the spreads. A lot of the spreads are like 9.5 or 10. I don't want to touch those. I just don't. But I do have a couple leans if you guys are interested. I do think that SGA does go over 25.5 versus the Mavs. Historically, he has been pretty solid. This year, he's hit it in every single game besides 1. So I think that it's a pretty decent spot. But the problem is just the Mavericks are just such a good defensive team that it does scare me just a little bit. And with that being the only line for that game, other than I think Luka has a points line maybe, but other than that, there's no lines, and it just scares me away just a little bit. But I also do like the Hornets +9 because that's gross. Hornets are coming off of a huge loss, but they could potentially be getting Terry Rozier back, which could be all the difference. So I think that the Hornets could potentially get it done. I probably won't be laying any money on it, but it is a pretty heavy lean I considered. So that is going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. Like I said, we are still currently on the road to 7,000 subscribers. So if you guys are, or 8,000, wow, I'm just so used to saying that. I apologize. We're on the road to 8,000 subscribers. So if you guys are new, make sure that you guys do like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you guys know whenever I post. So that is going to do it for me. This is King Sanger signing out. Peace.